The use of drugs and alcohol in learning environments is a problem that has been in schools for 100 years. However, now it has spiked up within the past decade, specifically in the United States. Certain drugs that have been on the rise are oral drugs such as vape and cigarettes, and injection drugs such as heroin have tripled with teens in these past 10 years. These drugs can greatly hinder the growth of the brain and drastically slow down the learning of kids. The younger the individual is, the more likely they are to experience permanent damage to their brain. The brain continues to develop until the approximate age of 25. This means that any or prolonged use of substances before this age can be detrimental to your growth. Teens that use drugs have on average lower grades and have a larger chance of dropping out of high school before their education is complete. They are also more likely to miss classes or even days of school because of their addiction. Here is an interview that I did with a person that had experience in this field.
My name is Tom Crockett. I am a school psychologist at Lincoln High School in Wisconsin Rapids.
What are the issues you see related to drugs in the schools?
Probably, similar in some respects in terms of all environments in which, it never has any kind of positive outcome in a kid's life. You see it challenge them more physically, mentally, that they're struggling to attend school regularly, focus in class, control their emotions, regulate themselves, but also they're not doing well in class, their academics suffer, all those kinds of things. So you just see those kind of things, and then in the school environment, that's what the impact is that everything suffers. The academics suffer, the behaviors suffer, the relationships take a hit. It seems like things feel good to them for a little while, but then everything's so volatile within that environment when they're using, almost regardless of what they're using, it doesn't tend to end well.
How often do you interact with kids under the influence of drugs or alcohol while in school?
While in school? Well, I would say 2 to 3 times a week. Kind of depends. I don't know. I would say about 2 to 3 times a week.
Some signs that someone is going through addiction are changes in physical appearance. Some of these symptoms include rapid weight loss, unusual cuts, bruises, or rashes, or neglected hygiene. How to help people struggling with addiction. Talk to your friends about your concerns. Talk about the negative effects of addiction in terms of something they really care about. They might not care about their health or schooling, but they might care about something they love getting affected by their problems. Avoid using emotional appeals. Don't try to guilt trip them, and don't preach or bribe them. This will only upset them and push them away. Some common myths about drug abuse. Overcoming addiction is simply a matter of willpower. Prolonged exposure to drugs alters the brain in ways that result in powerful cravings and a compulsion to use. This makes it very difficult to quit out of sheer willpower. Treatment didn't work before, so there's no point in trying again. Recovery from drug addiction is a long process that often involves setbacks. Relapse doesn't mean that treatment has failed or sobriety is a lost cause. Rather, it's a signal to get back on track, either by going to treatment again or adjusting treatment approach.